Hello from the Eductor 1 team. Today I will go over with you the blue info grid. Once the test process is complete, the main matrix appears with the blue info grid box in the center as such. It gives us information about the VARHOPE, here volts, amperage, resistance, etc., and is there for a reminder for us. But it also gives us information and reactivity on categories of environmental, physical, mental, social, and spiritual issues. The highest numbers indicate the general area of reactivity today. So in our example here, we should focus more on the mental issues of the client. If we wish to take the blue info grid box out, we can just click on the X here, or if we want to move it, we are able to float it left or right by dragging it with the left click button on the mouse pad. I can click X. If we want to have it reappear and we want to work with our blue info grid box, we go to the information drop-down menu, info report, show new report, click it once, and here it is again. The blue info box is a fantastic feature and basically very versatile on how you wish to work with it. It can be utilized as a system tray function for multiple zapping trainings for 1, 3, or 9 minutes. It can be used for testing against other subfilters in order to obtain additional information on the group of items you have loaded. Or you can use it as a piggyback field for entraining a lot and multiple of items together while you are working on other main program therapies from your software. Here's how we would do it. We'd go to the information drop-down menu again and empty info to start new. Are you sure? Okay. This empties the info box so you can work with it. So now you can drag and drop anything you wish in the info box, and therefore you can make a cocktail therapy. If you are working with it as a system tray function for multiple zapping, it's a good idea to use up to 8 items into the info box. For instance, let me show you. If I wish to load, let's say, some items for the Bach flower so I can ease the patient in the beginning, I'd load, let's say, 4 items from Bach flower, and let's say 4 items from the flower essences. 1, 2. Here it appears that this client needs these flower essences. It's over 100. Okay, so I've loaded 8 items onto the info box. I can load them. Load report items here. Click it once. And here it shows us that the items are loaded. Report items are loaded in the purple tray. So this now gives us the option of either treating for 1 minute, here by clicking this treat once, or we can go to auto zap here, the drop down menu of auto zap, and we can change it to 3 minute, or we can change the button to 9-minute therapy, 9 minutes, or we can unzap and change it back to 1 minute. Okay, so by having the report items loaded here and clicking on this treat button, we do a cocktail therapy on our client for the items that we have loaded. We can do this as many times as we want. We can empty it and reload other items, depending on how we wish to use it. On the other hand, when we're working with the info box as a piggyback field for entraining multiple items together, you can add here then as many items as you wish. We have options for this. Let's say from the information drop down, we go down to the bottom, and we have three options here. Add top 200 remedies to info. This adds the top 200 remedies from the main matrix, the acute items. Or you can add bottom 100 remedies to InfoGrid. This adds the bottom 100 remedies from the main matrix, the chronic issues. Or this is a new option here that we have on our new software. Add values over 90 into the InfoGrid box. This adds anything that's over 90 that you have subfiltered. For instance, now at this moment I am in the flower essence subfilter. If I click on this once, report loaded, it loads all the flower essences that are above 90. So this is also very useful. So since I've loaded many items here, okay, I have to remember that the report items loaded beforehand were only for the 8 items, so let me unload and load them again so that all the items are loaded for therapy. And we could go on with our therapy in all the programs of the software. When we're working as a piggyback therapy, all the items that we have loaded in the blue info box, and as long as they are loaded in the purple tray here, each time you are working on a therapy in the software and the Eductor 1 panel is working, these items are also being trained as a piggyback therapy. Furthermore, down here in the information drop-down menu, we have other items that you can add into the info box. You'll notice add SOC to report, add larger report from demographics, add vindicate, etc., etc. All these items, depending on what they are, may need to have more work done on them within the program. You'll learn about this in later on videos. The one item that is ready to be loaded into your info box after testing is the hyperreactant report. If you click on this once, you'll see the hyperreactants with their reactant values. It appears that this client here has an issue with the inhalant allergies, opsin 2. That's the aromas that they usually put in rooms and for smelling nice, or some kind of issues like that, and it's affecting their bronchitis probably. So it needs more focusing. So you can load this and get some information. So as I've shown you, the blue info box you can load for treating, zapping, testing, or piggyback training. You can also do individual reactions with this info box. Let me show you. Let me empty this box to start new. Okay. And let's say there's some hair loss, and maybe some kind of emotion is going on with this, or a kind of infection maybe. We'll see. Let's do an individual reaction and let's see what's going on. Maybe it has to do with the antagonism as well. So I'd unload and load report again, okay, to make sure that the items loaded are the new ones that I've loaded. And you'll notice the individual reaction now says test report, meaning I will test the items in the info box. It'll take a minute. So here's our results. So there is a sort of reaction. We're reactant 90%, but resonating 84%. Okay, maybe it's not an ideal reaction between the two. Maybe it needs more information. We'll see. Let's get an interpretation here. It's telling us to zap 3 minutes more. Basically, for these items, the client needs more stress reduction, and some issues here with the emotional issues and probably the pituitary endocrine issues is coming up too, and fungus. So it's giving us information that we can look into further within our therapy, some more hints. Okay, after you do an individual reaction, another number usually comes up here as another hint. So you'd want to go to the main, return to main matrix, and go to this number. Okay, it's giving us a hint of a tumor. Maybe we need to look into this as well too. So going through these choices and options that I've gone and shown you a couple of times will help you get a better understanding, and you'll see the potentiality and infinite possibilities when working with the blue info box. Working with this info box helps you make your session more focused, more effective, gives you many hints what you can do and what you can work on. Furthermore, practice makes perfect. I hope I helped you. Thank you.